Who's after?
We needed a win going into Christmas break this year. They're obviously not easy to come by, as you saw across the SEC and across the country, so, I thought our guys did well in the second half to figure out a way, after I think we gave the lead up there, I think they were leading by one there early in the second half, and then we, kind of took control of it from there, and, different guys stepped up. I thought, Mark's Sears' defense in the second half was significantly better. I thought he played really hard. I thought Pringle gave us some big minutes. Brandon Miller, they weren't letting him get off on offense. They were denying him everywhere, playing real physical with him. And he, in the past, I think he's had games where his offense has struggled. He's kind of taking a step back defensively. I didn't think he did that today. I thought he grew up. I thought offense, was difficult for him. He ends up with 14 rebounds and led us in plus minus. So you're seeing growth in different guys in different areas, which is a good thing. We still have the turnover issue, which we got to get fixed. But it's good to see Quinterly back. He had 5 assists, only 1 turnover. So I think he's starting to feel more comfortable, which would be good moving forward. So we were able to get him a decent amount of minutes. Jaden Bradley with 7 assists. I thought guys were moving the ball. We had a positive assist to turnover ratio. It's good Nick Pringle gave us some solid minutes. He ended up winning the Hard Hat Award, and I thought he played really hard and gave us good minutes we needed. So good win going into the holidays. Give the guys a few days off here at Christmas and get back ready to play SEC games.
Mike.
Yeah, early on, it was kind of a slog. What do you think went behind this and the slow starts, turnovers?
I don't want to say our guys overlooked it, but I thought our energy was a lot better in the second half than it was at the beginning of the game. So if you don't have the proper energy to start the game and they're comfortable on offense and we're turning the ball over, it's going to make for a tough start, which is what we had going. I thought the starting group didn't start the game like we needed them to start the game, but I thought it was a lot better to start the second half.
Chase.
This question's a little bit similar to that one, but I think in 3 of the last 4 games, turnovers have been a really big problem first half, but then you cleaned it up pretty good second half. Houston, Gonzaga tonight. Has that been too much of a halftime message of late?
Yeah, we talk about the ways we turned it over a little bit. You'd think we'd be able to predict some of that before it started, talk about it in practice. We've tried, but sometimes they just gotta settle down in the game, I guess. You look today, it's like, it wasn't, everybody that played outside of that group that just played the last minute, everybody that played had a turnover, so it wasn't, obviously Brandon had the 5 and he's gotta do a better job taking care of the ball for us, but, it wasn't like, Jaden Bradley was next with 3, but he did have 7 assists, so he was moving the ball a little bit. Just, we have too many turnovers from guys that aren't primary playmakers. Pringle throws the outlet right to him and he picks up a foul on it. Noah Gurley's got the one kind of in his hands there. We just, some of those turnovers we gotta eliminate from guys that aren't primary play. And then we do gotta get the primary playmakers to cut theirs down. You can't expect Quinterly, Sears, Jaden Bradley, Brandon Miller to go with 0 very often, as much as we're asking them to create offense for us. But we gotta get them cut down from 5 to 2 or 3 to 1. So we're working on it. It's definitely an issue for us. If we get our turnovers figured out, our offense has been flowing pretty good. And obviously the free throw deal, Nick settled down and made some free throws there though as the game went on, which I was happy to see.
Charlie.
No Clowney, just how good was it to see guys like Gurley and Pringle step up? I know you kind of mentioned them, but it seemed like all the bigs kind of stepped up, whether it was from scoring or on the glass.
No, it was great. We needed, both. Pringle has the most minutes he's played all year. Obviously, Clowney being out sick helped clear up some minutes. Nick took advantage of him. I thought he played well. That's what we tell guys, like, you never know when your chance is going to come. Like, you got to be ready when it comes. And if you're a guy that's, playing 2-3 minutes, and all of a sudden you got a game where all of a sudden Pringles goes to 19, like, you got to take advantage of that. But, you got to turn 2 minutes into 5 minutes into 8 minutes. And some guys play 2 or 3 minutes, don't do well with them. You eventually got to cut your rotation down. So it was good. Nick took advantage of him. I thought Noah Gurley, gave us some scoring there in the second half, you know, kind of in that run when we needed it to. I took him out of the game in the first half. He missed a couple threes in a row and passed one up and played real scared. Like, we can't play that way. Like, when you make a miss shots, you still gotta play aggressive and look to take appropriate shots, even if you missed the last two. So I thought he came in the second half a lot more aggressive and played a lot better for us.
In the back.
Hey, Coach, going into conference play now, what have you learned from your team during the non-conference schedule?
I mean, we're young. We've got the ability to play with anybody in the country. We've got a lot of growth yet to do, but, you know, to go 10-2, I think it's the first time since 14-15 year, and that their schedule wasn't quite like ours was, I think. Saw somewhere we had, I think, the third best strength of schedule in the country right now, with it's probably go up once we get into SEC play, so it's a good chance we'll probably end up top 5, if not top 3 in the country as far as that goes. So it'll be 10-2. We can play with anybody. We can also, we're down Jackson State 20 plus minutes into the game. If we don't bring it, don't play on the defensive end and turn the ball over, we're capable of losing to a lot of schools too. We were a little inconsistent last year, so we've got to get more consistency with both our effort on the defensive end and taking care of the ball on offense, because it's going to be some big games in the SEC, and we're, whether it's a home game or a road game, I think we've proven to ourselves we're capable of winning any game we play in the SEC, but we're also capable of losing any we play. So we've got to get a little bit more consistency, and some of that comes with the amount of freshmen we're playing. But they played too many minutes now for me to, they played a lot of minutes in these first 12 games. They're playing more minutes than a lot of sophomores across the country have played. So they're growing up. We're getting better. We're getting more consistent. It'd be good for them to get home, get a few days rest, get away from basketball and the team, then come back, get settled in, ready to play some games in the SEC.
Mason.
Coach, you guys won the rebounding battle again, but Jackson State really, gave the best effort against that. Just how do you think your team responded to their efforts on the glass as well as the overall physicality of the game?
What did we end up winning by 46-38? Yeah, we were up a lot bigger than that at one point in the second half. So Jackson State, they got down, got desperate, went to the old boards harder, got some. We gave up too many late. So that was the one area though on both sides of the ball that they were, I think, ranked in the top 100 if you looked at kind of the 4 categories of stuff, with free throw rate, effective field goal percentage, turnovers, and rebounds. So they were a good rebounding team on both sides of the ball. So we made a point of emphasis, but we've got bigger, stronger, better athletes. At most of the positions, we should have out rebounded them. And we out rebounded by 8. I felt like we should have out rebounded them by a lot more than that. So you got to give them a lot of credit. They played hard. They had 12 awards. Their second chance points where they outscored us on second chance points, 9-4. So they did a good job. They played hard. I think they're going to be good once they get in the conference play and they're actually able to play some home games.
Awesome.
Yeah, Coach, last year you had a lot of problems that you felt like getting your team to play up to the competition and down to the competition. A little bit of that early on tonight. Is that something you're concerned with moving forward, or is this kind of a one-time thing, you think, for your guys?
I hope we do a better job for 40 minutes the next time we feel that we're the better team, but we talked about it. It's a maturity factor that comes in to play. You gotta bring it every single game, no matter whether you're favored by whatever we were favored tonight, or whether you're playing somebody with a number 1 in front of their name, like we've done twice this year. So I didn't think we were great in the first half of that, so that it's a little concerning. Hopefully the next time we won't be favored like this again in SEC play, but hopefully the next time we play a game that we know we should win, guys can bring a little more energy. We got to play as hard as you can play for 40 minutes. I thought we played really hard for the last 20, and we didn't play as hard as we needed to for the first 20, but Jackson State came in. It's hard to keep guys motivated when they were 1-10 coming to this game. So you got to give Mo a lot of credit. Those guys were motivated to play. They were ready to play. He's coming back to his alma mater, and I thought he did a good job getting him ready to play. So But like I said earlier, it's also not that easy to win this last game going into Christmas. I mean, you look across the SEC and two teams lost bye games, another team lost a neutral game to a mid-major team. Like there were losses across the league that, they probably think shouldn't have happened. And we came out with a 20-point win, so happy we got a win going into Christmas this year.
Two more. You back?
Hey coach, what's the schedule for the team for Christmas break? When are they coming back to go? And when are y'all heading to Starkville to play Mississippi State?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna do it like normal. We'll head to Starkville the day before the game, like we do all the road games in the SEC. So we'll get 3 practices under our belt. They've got 4 days in a row off. We'll bring them back as late as we can Christmas night, just to get a short workout in that night. And then we'll go the 26th, 27th, play the 28th. So we'll have 3 days prep going into that game. So they shoot 4 days off is about as much as I've ever had in Division I basketball. So it'd be nice for myself included, but it'd be nice for the players to get away and kind of enjoy their family and spend some time with their family. And Christmas time, Christmas Eve with their family, Christmas morning, and then guys will start to make their way back here Christmas afternoon.
Last one, Mace.
Coach Ken Evans of Jackson State, 19 points, 33 from 3-point range. What did you see from him and how he's able to attack the defense? And how did you guys respond to that?
I mean, he's quick. He got downhill. I mean, we thought our guys did a great job on Colty Young. He was their best shooter. We didn't want to give him a 3. We gave him that 1 late in the first half. But, Ken got downhill on us, put some pressure on. He blew by our guards too many times and put a lot of pressure on our D. He also, he hit 3 threes. I mean, he kind of stepped up in a big game for them. He went 3 of 3 from 3. So, you got to give him a lot of credit because he was not, their top 3-point shooter coming to this game, but he came ready to play tonight. So, hopefully they we'd like to see the teams that we've played go on to win some games moving forward. So hopefully they can get him going and get, both the Youngs going, and they can win some games in conference play for themselves.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.